You're listening to Faithful to the Pod. For the faithful, by the faithful.
Hey, and welcome to the FTP podcast. It's EJ here.
Lauren here.
And Nick has a fever today, so he's joining us online.
Episode number 2.
Online. Episode number 2. Hey, we've got draft recap coming. And then we're going to talk about a little bit about the safety position. And then our schedule came out this past week. So we'll talk a little bit about that on the FTP podcast. Stay tuned.
Let's go. I read this stat. I'm trying to pull it up again, but I want to say like 90%, whatever. Like 90% of podcasts don't make it past the first episode. So we're building something real here today.
Wow. Look at that.
People doubted. People didn't believe.
They didn't.
But we're faithful.
Faithful to the pod.
The pod.
Amen.
Let's get into it.
Wow, look at that. Let's get into it. Hey, segment 1. We've got our draft that just came and went, right? We had a couple surprising things happen. No first-round pick, but we ended up selecting De'Zhaun Stribling, wide receiver from Ole Miss, in round 2, first pick of the second round. What do you think, Lauren? What do you think about that pick?
I feel like not only with us, I feel like there's a lot of surprises in this draft.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like when we just talk about the beginning part of the draft with the Titans starting off with Cardinal Tate, the Jets taking David Bailey over Arvell Reese, and then the Chiefs trading up for Mansour Delane. And
yeah, like there were a good amount of trades just in the first round.
Caleb Downs fell to number 11 to the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I think it was just a shocking draft to begin with. But, man, we waited all night for our selection. Had a feeling we might, trade back a couple spots, in which we did. And it was our pick again, and we traded out of the first round.
Yeah, Nick, give me your reaction. Not when we traded the first time, but when we traded out of the first round the second time. What was your reaction?
When we traded the first time, where we could have got Omar Cooper, and then we traded back, and then traded back in the second round. It was a wasted night.
Well, we could have had Omar Cooper after our first trade. Like before we traded the second time and got Stribling, we could have had Omar Cooper.
We could have had Omar Cooper and McNeil Warren address the safety position.
So I wasn't going to bring this up, but I was looking at the draft, and I was looking at the Browns draft, and they drafted the exact players and positions I wanted to draft.
Yeah.
With number 9 overall, took Spencer Fano.
Yep.
Then with the 24th overall pick, took KC Conception.
Yep.
Then went into the second round and got Denzel Boston and finished off their second round pick, their second round pick with McNeil Warren.
Yeah.
All players who I wanted.
Yeah. I definitely wanted. I mean, I would have jumped for joy over KC and McNeil Warren and Omar.
Yeah, Browns applaud their draft. When I first saw Stribling get drafted, just kind of part of me got let down.
Yep.
Because he wasn't even on my big board.
As he was on no one's.
Yeah.
Really, no one's big board.
Not the media, not us. Scouts apparently had him ranked pretty highly.
They had him ranked, but not to us. You know,
no, it was never linked.
Yeah,
it was never linked. So it caught me off guard. I think I was at Tim Howard's house, and it happened. And he said, "How do you feel?"
Yeah,
and I said, "I don't know. I don't know."
Yeah, I saw something on the Locked On 49ers podcast, and Brian Peacock, shout out Brian Peacock if you ever are watching our podcast. Wow, you're such an inspiration. You and Coach Crocky over there, Eric Crocker. But he posted on Twitter before the draft, and he said, surprising pick. Anybody, what's going to be the surprising pick early in the draft for the 49ers? Go. And there were over 100 comments on Twitter. And guess how many of them picked De'Zhaun Stribling?
1?
0. 0 of them. Nobody was mocking De'Zhaun Stribling to the 49ers, but he went. So
He was the guy they wanted because we could have had Omar Cooper. We traded
Yeah.
back. So
Yeah.
obviously we didn't have Omar Cooper ranked higher on our big board than
Mm-hmm.
Stribling. And I think, I don't know, the more I've watched Stribling's tape and looked into him, the more excited I get.
yeah,
I think if you look at our first 3-round picks, all of them over the age of 24,
right.
I think Kalen Black, Stribling, and Romello Hyde are like 24, 25, and 26.
Yeah,
All
Older.
veteran college players
a little more seasoned.
who I think are going to come and just be better day one starters for us, which is great. But we didn't draft a lot of the young, high potential prospect, more of the higher ceiling players.
Yeah. And I agree. I mean, yeah, we didn't draft, super high ceiling, super young, super dynamic, I would say, type players, which goes to, a different part of this particular segment of the draft recap. Lauren, Nick, if you could give your favorite pick of the draft and then also your least favorite or your most surprising pick of the draft, what would you say?
Nick, you take it away first.
To me, I think out of everyone we drafted, to me the only one that could really be a day one starter is Carver Willis on the tackle position, because that's where we're struggling the most. Like we drafted Jean, right? But where does he fall in the depth chart? So to me, he's the kind of guy that you can plug in on day one. The most surprising for me was Kalen Black. I mean, we have Jordan James, which we don't see any sample size yet. McCaffrey, he's in every single play. So why we drafted him so early, I don't know. We'll find out this season.
Yeah, I guess we will find out.
Nick,
Lauren.
where do you have Dazon Stribling in the depth chart?
Yeah.
Like if the season started today, how do you have it ranked?
It's got to be the first one in off the bench, I would think. What do you think?
You putting Christian Kirk above Dazon Stribling?
I think Kyle Shanahan is putting Christian Kirk over. I guess it depends on how training camp goes.
I don't
It depends
know.
on how training camp goes.
They've been raving about his blocking and how he
but
blocks.
over the years, I mean,
and
they've
his yak
raved
potential.
about
That's why Juwan.
Christian Kirk's.
But that's why
blocking
Juwan
too.
got playing time because he could block well
Totally.
and get yak.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Dazon Stribling is. He has 4.3. Is it 4.3 or 4.4 speed?
4-3.
4.3 speed.
4.36.
And he
Yep.
blocks and he's long. Like I think we don't have anybody right now that's yak. Mike Evans isn't a yak guy. Love Pearsall, great route runner, great hands, but he's not really a yak guy.
Yeah.
Stribling is going to give us that. So I think he kind of fits in the third spot. But I think Christian Kirk comes down on third downs.
Yeah. Yeah, he would probably be a rotational kind of piece if Dazon Stribling really impresses in camp, blocks well, catches the football well. I mean, I heard he's a really hard worker and all that stuff. So that will obviously work in his favor.
But the question is, do we use Stribling like we use Debo? With
No.
that you don't think so? With the speed
No,
and
he's
the-
too. Okay, so here's what I've heard a few people say this. Like, you can have speed, right? Like you can have 4.36 speed, but there's this thing called high-end controlled speed.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have like there's only a few guys probably in the league who are super fast that have succeeded, right? Like you have Tyreek Hill, right? Like he's succeeded in the league for years. You have
Jalen Waddle.
I mean Jalen Waddle. He's a kind of a success story there. You have what's his name? Terry McLaurin. He was fast coming out of the draft. Kind of a success story there. Obviously Bengals boy Jamar Chase, fast coming out of the draft. And but what those four guys have in common is not just that they're fast, but they have high-end control speed, which is, okay, you can run fast in a straight line, but how fast can you get in and out of your breaks, right? How fast can you break down and then get back to your top speed, getting back out of your break? Like, that's how the fast guys succeed. Now, does Dazon Stribling have high-end control speed? I don't know. We don't know yet, but that remains to be seen. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see.
Going back to the start thing, I mean, looking at Kyle Shanahan's past, he does not like to start
It's very true. But I think there's been a little bit of a similarity between the receivers that he hasn't started, which is blocking.
I was gonna say I feel like he starts the receivers when they're taken early. Debo is a second round pick. He started.
He did.
Ayuk was a first round pick and he started.
But Ayuk was also in the doghouse because he didn't want to block it first.
But he started and learned. And
Right. Yep.
I think he almost had 1,000 yards his rookie season.
Yeah, it was close. It was like 800.
It
Yeah,
was his
something like
second
that.
season when he really got in the doghouse.
Yep.
Pearsall started his rookie season until he got hurt. Like he was battling injuries. Unfortunately, he got shot.
You're right.
But when he was first playing, like he started. So I think Stribling's gonna fit in over Christian Kirk. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan's a very unpredictable guy.
Yeah.
He's very disciplined in what he does. So it just depends on the character and how they train and how they practice at training camp.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, training camp is gonna be the telltale sign of okay, who's rising up the depth chart. Is De'Zhaun Stribling gonna make an impact day one? So we'll see what happens. Lauren, what about you? Least favorite pick and least favorite / most surprising.
My favorite pick is going to be Romello Height. I was super excited to get an edge rusher in the draft. I was hoping it was going to be in the first round, second round at the latest. There was Cassius Howell. There were so many other guys that could have fallen to us in the second round, but we waited until round 3. But, man, I love Romello Height. Texas Tech had a great defense last year, generated a lot of sacks. Romello Height was a big part of that. He's a super fast edge rusher, so he's going to get off the line very quickly. So I don't know day one if he's going to start as like a 3-down back. I think he's going to be more of like the specialty, kind of like Bryce Huff kind of guy, kind of fill Bryce Huff's spot of just go get the quarterback, which I think will help with Nick Bosa and then especially Micah Williams as he returns, kind of get some double teams off of them, which I'm super excited about. So I think Romello Height is going to be a baller. He's done a great job in rookie minicamp, and our D-line coach loves him and is raving about him. So I'm super excited for what that looks like. Least favorite pick? I'll say I guess I got two. When the draft first happened, it was kind of the same mind Nick was at with Kalen Black. I was like, man, another third-round running back? I mean, how many more of these guys we're going to take? We had Trey Sermon. Elijah Mitchell was an earlier middle-round kind of guy. We just keep drafting Jordan James, these guys in the third or fourth round who don't really get as much playing time. Elijah Mitchell was great for the one season when he played. But I feel like we don't use these guys, and there's other people that we can go get. But Kalen Black's a kind of guy that I think can fit the scheme. He was a great pass rusher before he went to Indiana, just because Indiana didn't really use him in that aspect. So he can kind of fill that Christian McCaffrey shoes and hopefully take the load kind of off of him. So I've kind of grown on him. The one I guess I have the most questions about is going to be Ephesians Prysock. I feel like there are other DBs I kind of liked a little bit more than him. He came from Washington, so not an SEC school. So I don't know. I just kind of question marks about him and how he develops, because I feel like we haven't done a great job at developing great secondary other than Demo.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see all those. For me, I think...
No.
Go ahead.
EJ, what's your favorite and your least favorite? We got to ask you.
Yeah.
I need to ask
okay.
you. So what's your favorite and your least favorite?
Yeah.
Or more surprising?
I think... Let me start with my least favorite. I think I'm gonna say Kalen Black. I do agree. Maybe it's not necessarily least favorite. Maybe it goes more in the category of most surprising. I didn't think that we were gonna get a running back. I honestly thought we might trade for a running back or sign a free agent running back to kind of help alleviate Christian McCaffrey. Kind of like last year when we signed Brian Robinson midseason. So I feel, yeah, I mean he was really helpful. I mean, like he runs hard. He honestly kind of reminds me of an older Kalen Black, taller, but they both run really hard. And yeah, I think there's a certain running back that kind of fits the Kyle Shanahan scheme. Kalen Black in college was not asked to catch the football out of the backfield a ton. So that kind of surprised me, because Kyle Shanahan is like a catch the football out of the backfield kind of guy, run routes from behind the line of scrimmage. So that was kind of surprising to me. But seeing him, at rookie minicamp and catching some footballs and stuff like that, he looked pretty good. But you never know if somebody's going to be good on air versus actual opponent. So I think that was my most surprising pick. I thought we would go free agency or something like that at the running back position. I think my favorite pick now at this point might be Deshaun Stribling. I do love Romello Height. I love the Romello Height pick. I mocked him to the 49ers, and I knew that the 49ers were going to go edge early, and we figured they could go receiver, but maybe not. But seeing his measurables and just how fast he is and hearing how hardworking he is, I feel like the sky's kind of the limit. He has a really high ceiling, maybe a low floor, but a really high ceiling, I think. So.
Yeah. One thing about the Kalen Black pick that I guess I like more about it is he came from a very disciplined offensive team.
True.
Indiana was, I think, the most disciplined team in college football last year, hence why they won the national championship, which I think kind of alleviates the diva and the drama from the player, or helps that translate, especially as he goes to the NFL. So I think that's going to kind of help him fit into the role better. One thing I love about our draft is I feel like a lot of the time when we draft D-line, we go for more of like a run-stuffing defensive lineman. Yeah. Alfred Collins, TJ West. But this year we went very heavy on the
pass rush.
Go get the quarterback.
Yep. Which is something that, we're taking from the Seahawks who won the Super Bowl. They're
Eagles
getting
a couple years ago.
Eagles getting younger on the D-line, investing into both aspects of the D-line when it comes to stopping the run and rushing the passer. And they got a lot younger and a lot better at the defensive line positions. So
I've heard rumors, Jalen Duggar, we drafted a linebacker.
Yeah, Jalen Duggar intrigued me. He's really long. Like when you see him, when I saw him at rookie minicamp, I was like, him and Ephesians Price kind of have a very similar
Ephesians
physique.
Long.
I mean, Ephesians is really.
Long.
I saw him break down, and it took him like 8 steps to break down because his legs are so long.
Crazy. I don't know how that's gonna work. Cooper Kupp, but
we'll see.
Puka,
maybe he'll just be able to, reach across the field and.
But I've heard that he's linked, or that we're gonna use him more as a pass rusher.
Jaden Duggar. Yeah. So Jaden Duggar, I heard mixed reviews about the Jaden Duggar pick.
Yeah.
But I think there's a high ceiling for Jaden Duggar too, because he's long, he's quick, he can potentially help off the edge, but seeing a safety turned linebacker, I can't help but that remind me of Fred freaking Warner. Like safeties turn linebacker, like just really intrigue me in that like they can see the field in a different way as somebody, than somebody who's just played linebacker their whole lives. But they're also like they come into the league maybe smaller but quicker, and then they can build off of that quickness by just putting on some pounds and maybe getting some strength behind them, but keeping the speed the same. That's what Fred Warner did.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, he's 6'5", 240, and he ran a 4.6.
Right.
That's crazy. If he develops, because we just got rid of
Fred Warner ran a 4.6 coming out of
we got rid of D. Warner,
college.
D. Winters. Use that pick to draft Jaden Duggar, who's going to be, younger and quicker, and I don't know. So I'm super excited about Jaden Duggar. I don't know if he's going to play, maybe more of a hybrid.
Yeah, maybe.
So I don't know. Super excited about that. I also heard we signed this free agent, undrafted free agent, Larry Worth.
Yes, Larry Worth,
Arkansas, who was a safety, turn linebacker.
Yep, same thing. I think they're trying to find that next, just fast sideline to sideline linebacker that can kind of just play next to Fred Warner when Dre Greenlaw is inevitably gone. So. Yes, we have a plug-in for this year in Dre Greenlaw, but they're trying to find that next young linebacker that can play beside Fred Warner. So,
One last thing I guess I want to mention on the draft that I think kind of surprised me with the way we draft.
Yeah.
Is we never draft, like if you look at the Eagles who draft specifically like SEC schools, Alabama, Georgia, maybe Ohio State, like these solidified national championship winning schools. And the Niners don't really do that. A lot of our players are Big 12 or former Pac-10. When we talk about Fred Warner, who played in Big 12, Brock Purdy, obviously Mr. Irrelevant, but he played in the Big 12. Fred Warner, or to him, Big 12. Bosa was Big 10. George Kittle was Big 12. Like, we don't go and get these SEC big offensive and defensive linemen, which kind of shocks me because we've seen it work for Seattle. We've seen it work for Philadelphia, so it kind of surprises me that we don't go that route. I guess we tried it with Mykel Williams last year, but I just feel like there's a correlation to success coming from the best schools in the SEC and correlating to the NFL. Kind of shocks me when we don't do that, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I mean, you look at Carver Willis, Ephesians Price Hawk, Jaden Duggar, Enrique Cruz Jr. All these guys are not from high ranked or high rated SEC teams, and yeah, it can be. I agree. It can be confusing, but then you go get Kalen Black, who is national champion. You go get Dejon Stribling, who's part of SEC team at Ole Miss. So it's kind of all over the place, but I think something about Kyle Shanahan that he's going to do is he's just going to go for the players that he really wants and not necessarily worry about the school. That's what I've seen from him.
But I feel like we can all agree like our drafts the past couple of years just have not been it. I think we've got very lucky with the couple leaders and X factors we have, but apart from them, like we haven't really drafted well or developed well.
Yep.
Is that partially because we're trying to take big risks with these high prospects and super athletic players and aren't going with a solidified college career and we're taking more risks than we need to? Because we got lucky. I mean, we traded 3 first-round picks for the 3rd overall pick and a player who never played for us. And we still are Super Bowl contenders every single season. And it's like, how long is our luck going to run?
Yeah. Might run out soon. We'll see.
I feel like
I hope not.
I feel like we have 2 years left with the players we have and the core that we have.
I mean, you have to replenish. You have to replenish players, with younger players. So, I mean, with Dejon Stribling, Romello Height, Kalen Black, even Grayson Halton, I think that was a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
These guys have to hit in order for us to be contenders 3-4 years down the road. So,
Nick, what do you rate this draft class? Let's wrap up the draft recap. What do you rate the draft?
Yeah, A through F.
Plus or minus?
Yeah, plus and minus.
Initially, I'd probably say about like a C+. But then after like seeing the reports, the practice reports about Deshaun, I'd probably say B minus.
B minus.
EJ, what you got?
Yeah, I think I would give this draft just by the eye test and looking at all these rookies and rookie minicamp, probably a B minus, I would say.
Yeah. I have to say this. I'm an optimistic guy. I'd give us a B+. I'm super excited. Actually, the more I've read and the more I've watched, I really like the potential of all these players and the way they fill our holes. And if they hit, this draft could really set us up. They could really set us up. So I'm super excited. I'm stoked. I'd give it a B+.
Yep. Okay. Hey, and then, when we did you guys see that clip of John Lynch when he was in the interview and they asked him about the Rams drafting Ty Simpson and he smiled? So obviously reporters are asking, our GM and head coach about what they thought of other teams' draft in the NFC West. So Cardinals, I mean, when we just talk about the first round, Cardinals drafted Jeremiah Love. Rams drafted Ty Simpson. Seahawks drafted Jadarian Price. Nick, who do you think between the Cardinals, Rams, and the Seahawks first round picks, who do you think is the most dangerous pick out of all those? I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Can I say the pick I like the best?
Yeah, sure.
Definitely Ty Simpson. Just because don't have to worry about him.
Yeah, totally. You don't have to worry about Ty.
Anytime you don't have to worry about your opponents or your division rivals drafting a player that's going to play that season, it's a good feeling.
It's a great
They're
feeling.
not adding an X factor that
It's
you
a
have to
great.
worry about.
It's a
that
great
season.
feeling for us, for sure. Yeah,
For at least this season.
yeah. At
We
least
don't-
this
we-
season.
The Rams, they didn't get another X factor to throw to or another defensive X factor, so I think it's a win for us.
Yeah, they didn't get better this in 2026 as far as drafting the first round. So that was great. Hey, next we have our second segment is the safety position a problem. We'll talk about that next. Hey, if you want to find out more about the San Francisco 49ers, we're just getting started on our socials here, the Faithful to the Pod. So if you look up on Instagram, Faithful to the Pod, on Twitter, Faithful, the number 2, the Pod, and then on, what else is there? Spotify, Faithful to the Pod. And then we also have our Threads page and our YouTube, Faithful to the
And we've
Pod.
got the TikTok we're going to start posting on.
Yep, we're going to
Short
start
clips.
posting on our TikTok and all that stuff coming stronger soon. So go follow us, give us a follow, and like, comment, share, all the things. All right. Segment 2. We did not address safety in our draft process. And I'm wondering, like, in the back of Kyle Shanahan's mind, like, was safety even on the radar? Because you don't draft Emmanuel McNorwarian when he was there,
In the second
in the second round. So that was kind of confusing to me. But I mean, do y'all even think that was even on the 49ers radar to get a safety? Was that high on their big board?
I would say it kind of had to be. I mean, I feel like safety is one of our weakest positions, but it makes me think. Before the season, do you think that will sign somebody? Is there even any big free agents or any trades?
Yeah. Who's
Safety is we're just a bunch of young guys, right? That were drafted 2024, 2023, just a couple years of experience. We don't really have a true veteran safety.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, you have Jair Brown, you have
Malik.
Malik Mustafa. You also have
It's rookie.
no, he's second round. Hold on, or second year. He's going into his second year.
Yeah, he was a rookie last year.
He was a rookie. Yeah. Shoot.
Why am I
what's his
blanking on his
name?
name?
I'm literally blanking too.
I guess one of the guys is, our undrafted free agent Larry Worth. Now it's hard to rely on those kind of guys, undrafted free agents. 'cause
Marquise
they were-
Siegel. That's what it is.
Marquise Siegel.
Marquise Siegel.
I feel like had a pretty strong rookie campaign for the reps he got. It's kind of hard to rely on an undrafted free agent or get super excited about him. Safety, maybe turn linebacker, but he might add competition to the safety room, which I think our safeties need. I think after we traded Hufanga and there was no other safety there, I think Malik and especially Jair Brown got comfortable of the no competition in the safety room.
Yep.
To the point where I feel like they didn't push themselves as hard as they needed to last year. Now I know they struggled in and out with injuries. I think you guys saw the clip of Dante Whitner in the Jair Brown beef, the calling out of Jair Brown.
Yeah.
I just we must not have liked McNeil Warren to see him go deep into the second round and not either trade up for him or try to trade to get an extra pick to get him.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to see the safety position go because when we were just talking about this right before, we saw the Dante Whitner, Jair Brown kind of fiasco happen, and if you don't know, Dante Whitner went on his podcast saying that Jair Brown called him and Richard Sherman and basically said, "Hey, why are you guys talking about me? I don't, I feel like I played well." And because Dante Whitner was saying that Jair Brown was not playing well and was critiquing his playing in the 2025-26 season. And Dante Whitner straight up asked him, like, do you feel like you played a Pro Bowl caliber season? And Jair was like, yeah, like he said, so you feel like you should have got voted into the Pro Bowl? He was like, yeah, I played well enough. And Dante Whitner, I mean, he said some words that I obviously can't say, but he said, man, this kid is delusional. Like, if you think you played a Pro Bowl caliber season, you're delusional. And then he goes on to give like a just laundry list of things that Jair Brown needs to improve on. You got to have better eyes. You got to have better knee bend. You got to, read the quarterback and the offensive line better. You got to, attack the correct angle. He basically said, Jair, you need to be better at playing football. Like, he basically listed every single thing that you need to play safety in the NFL, and that's what you need to get better at.
Jair might want to reconsider his position.
Literally.
Like, he might make a better receiver.
I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, he probably would be better off. I feel like
As a linebacker?
No, he would be better off making batteries with Bryce Huff. It's basically what Dante Whitner said.
To work at the substation.
Yeah, literally. So when y'all hear that, like, do you think Dante Whitner's right? Are we team Dante or are we team Jair?
I think it's hard to say a 3-time Pro Bowler at his position is wrong. And I think all of us can agree after watching last season the poor angles that he took and how many times he would bite on bad reads and get beat over the top and like miss angles in the run game. Like, I feel like consistently it was like our safeties position. I feel like Malik was a little bit more consistent, but whenever Jair Brown was in, he's always trying to make the big play. But unfortunately, he never did.
Yeah. He never did.
I feel like he always made the wrong play.
Yeah, and there were a couple plays where I was like, okay, Jair, make the big hit, like get the.
Yeah.
I think he had maybe 1 or 2 interceptions or something like that.
I feel like we as a team had 1 or 2 interceptions last season.
No, I think he might have one. But yeah, for me, he was like, these things make you a professional. These things make you, good at your position. Dante Whitner was saying about Jair Brown. But for me, I was just like, well, the guy is a professional. Like, he's in the National Football League. Like, I get he has his, his quirks and his shortcomings, but that I don't think that makes him, less of a professional necessarily. Of course, there are things that he needs to get better at, but for him to just say, you need to be a better safety in order to be a better safety. It was just like, I was just like, well, dang, like, is he doing anything right? But I can get where Dante Whitner is coming from. I mean, he is a Pro Bowler he was a Pro Bowler at his position. So if anybody can critique, it's somebody who's been a previous Pro Bowler. So in that respect, is the safety position as a whole, when we talk about Jair Brown and Malik Mustafa, is it a problem?
I don't think it's a problem if our front 7 plays the way we need them to.
Yep. If
we generate enough pressure and we shut down the middle of the field, I don't think we rely on them as much as we need to. Now, I think signing a veteran safety to just go and mentor would be way more beneficial than maybe their play. But I think if our front 7 performs the way they need to, it takes the need for safety, not as much, right? Which I think we actually have a lot of depth on our defensive line now, which is great with how many injuries we suffer with.
Right.
I feel like we've developed so much depth on the D line. I mean, we got Bosa, we got Keon White, Osa Odigizua, we got Big Sam, we got Michael Williams. Obviously, we just drafted those 2 guys this year, Grayson Holden, Romello Heights. We got C.J. West, Alfred Collins. Like, I feel like we have so much depth.
Totally.
But can they
now
develop into stars that can generate pressures?
Yeah. And that's the big question is, the Grayson Haltons, the Romello Heights, those young-ish guys, can they become what the 49ers want them to become? So, I mean, I agree. Like, if our D-line gets better, our secondary automatically gets better. So the D-line can help out the secondary in that way. You don't need you don't necessarily need crazy superheroes in the secondary when you have a D-line that's getting to the quarterback every play and stopping the run. So,
and it definitely got highlighted last year without Nick Bosa. I mean, we were, I'd say, 27th in the league in sacks.
Yep.
Relying a lot on our safety, so we definitely got pulled out a little bit. But hopefully this coming year, Nick Bosa back, better defensive line, maybe they'll shore up a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, last year, if you look at our defense, we were healthy the first 3 games of the season. We allowed 13 points, 21 points, and 15 points. And our defense only got better this year.
Yeah.
Adding Dre Greenlaw back to the mix, adding all the rookies. Like, our defense only gets better, getting Warner and Bosa back. And last year, we allowed 13, 21, and 15 in the first 3 games.
Yeah.
Boys, we got to be excited.
We got to be excited because we might be back in that defensive kind of force that our fan base is used to. Hopefully, and that was in 2019 and 2022 that we were just like getting after it. So,
but man, oh man, am I excited for the offense this year.
Yes, the offense. I mean, obviously Christian McCaffrey's coming back. Heard George Kittle's doing pretty well.
Week 1 will be ready.
Yep, that's what I heard. It's
just crazy.
Wild, coming back from a torn Achilles, bro, in late in the season, bro. It's crazy. And then Brock Purdy is awesome. I mean, Kalen Black, rookie, Ricky Pearsall, Mike Evans, wide receiver 1, Christian Kirk, probably number 3, are coming in rotationally. You got the younger guys in, Jordan Watkins even, who could honestly show up as a punt returner because he's so freaking fast. And who also got? I mean, Trent Williams just signed, his new deal, and
so we didn't lose people this year. We didn't lose a lot of people.
Yeah,
2 years ago, I mean, we cleared house.
Oh yeah, defense, especially defensively, we had
to retool. But I mean, we went to the divisional round last year, and we didn't really lose anybody.
Yeah, which is
awesome.
great.
Which is great.
It's such a great thing for us.
Which I think leads us into our next segment.
Hey, yeah, next segment. They have revealed the San Francisco 49ers schedule for 2026. The schedule has been dropped.
Have you guys seen the schedule release video? Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. All the rooms in the house thing.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't
cool.
bad.
I thought it was cool.
I thought it wasn't bad. I feel like our creative team never has one of the best videos.
But listen, our creative team is dope though.
They are.
Like in
they're
general.
legit. No, they're great.
Like I look at
I
sometimes for fun I look at like other NFL teams like social media and stuff, and I'm like, oh, how are they doing? I'm like, bro, this is kind of like trash. Like our content team is like killing.
I feel like they're very respectful in the way they're not going out there to make memes or anything like that.
True.
Like they're here to deliver the facts.
Yep.
What I also love,
and I'm also like a graphic designer and
so you can
photographer and stuff, and their pictures.
Shout out the graphics.
Fire.
Shout out EJ.
Oh, amen.
Shout out EJ. I was looking at other teams. We actually had 2 schedule release videos. We had the regular one, and then we had the Spanish one.
Yeah,
we
the
had one that
Spanish
came out,
too.
which was sick.
Yeah,
busting
out 2.
We busted out
release
2
videos,
which was lit. So it just shows the heritage of the Niners of how we are
exactly
a multi-ethnic fan base, which
is playing in Mexico City.
Come on now,
this year.
That's always hype. I know Fred Warner loves those games.
Oh yeah, he loves the Mexico City.
But can we talk about? I mean, the first game in Australia, boys. Can you believe it?
Australia.
Aussie.
Aussie.
Man, how do you feel about going to Melbourne, week 1 of the NFL season?
Oh, man. Melbourne, Australia. It's going to be interesting because it's a long flight. It's going to be a long flight. It's going to be a It's gonna be a good game. I mean, first game against the Rams, but also it's kind of weird because it basically sucks away a home game for us.
Kind of. It is an away game.
Is
But
it?
it is an away game.
No, I thought it was home.
Nope, it's not. We make our home debut a week or two.
Are you sure?
I promise you, because the Rams wanted to schedule it in Melbourne because every time we play the Rams at Rams, it's Levi South.
Yes, but
We
on
play-
here,
No, EJ, we play the Rams,
on here it says versus LA
brother.
on ESPN.
No.
So isn't it? It's technically a.
See, it says that same thing week 14, but we play at San Francisco December 13th. I think it's because it's at a neutral site.
Is it because of neutral site? Okay.
Yes.
I always I thought because it was it's
No,
says
that's why
versus,
they were kind of
they
frustrated that it was
took
against
away
the Rams.
a
No.
home game for us. Okay.
No.
All right.
It technically is a home game.
Which honestly, it kind of is because Levi South is Levi South.
Right.
I don't think the plane ride is going to affect us as much in that game, just because it's week 1. So
Yeah.
I think we'll just go out early and get
Well,
more
that-
time to get
That's
into
what I
it.
heard is that Kyle Shanahan and the team are planning on going like a week early, get
Yeah.
acclimated,
Yeah.
practice there and stuff. But the Rams are going up like 2 days before.
Good.
And they're just going straight to just play the game.
Good.
And I'm like, phew,
I'll tell
that's
you what,
rough.
the Niners play week 1 games amazing. I don't know the
they're gonna have
last
to
time
change
we've
that schedule.
lost a week 1 game. With everyone's healthy and we have
Yeah.
time to plan, like
Yeah.
I'm super excited for the game. I'm super optimistic. I assume we're gonna open up as underdogs. I
Oh, for
assume the Rams will be
Yeah,
favorites.
we're underdogs currently. Yes.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
Which I love.
Yeah. Come
Um,
out swinging.
Yeah, I'm very confident week 1. I guess we can go into schedule predictions.
Yeah. I mean, well, even before scheduled predictions, when we talk about, Australia, Mexico, I mean, this is the most miles any team has traveled
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that affects us at all?
In a good way.
How in a good way? In a good way.
No, genuinely, I think it's going to help us in a good way. I think the more time away from that electrical substation, the healthier we. I genuinely believe. If you look at last year, the Rams and the Seahawks were arguably 2 of the best teams in the NFL last season, and they were 2 of the 3 most traveled teams last year.
Sure.
I think great teams perform well no matter the circumstance. And I think being away from San Francisco more will
Yeah.
benefit us.
Okay.
So I'm excited for it, and I just love.
I mean, and I will say that, we're here in Atlanta, and we will be at the game.
Come on now.
We will be at the game.
Come on
so I
now.
will say that the 49ers faithful does travel very well, and there's some games that are away games that really feel like 50-50, so it's going to be fun.
Daryl, if you're watching, October 25th, 2026 at
Yes.
1 p.m., the 49ers will be playing the Falcons in Atlanta.
Yep.
And if nobody has the tickets, I'm
on,
not
Daryl.
asking for the tickets.
Yep. Shout out Daryl.
Shout out Daryl.
Also shout out Tim Howard, who is also a Falcons fan. Wonder if he'll go to the game. Maybe.
Probably wouldn't want to go with us.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be more Falcons fans there. We'll see. Hey, last thing
Also,
here.
sorry
go
about
ahead.
the Falcons. You want to talk about the invasion at all?
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm on the 49ers text subscription. I got a text. I think I was maybe one of the first to know. Not know, but like for one of the first to like sign up. But they're doing their annual 49ers invasions. I think there's 4 or 5 locations this year that they're doing them at away games, and one of the locations is in none other than Atlanta, Georgia.
The ATL.
The ATL. So, of course, we got our
Come on
tickets, and
now.
of course,
Come
we're
on
going
now.
to
We
the
going to the
49ers invasion.
invasion.
So, we might just have to do a vlog.
Yo.
Might just have to do a vlog at the invasion and the game, So,
Come on now, because we're gonna be there.
Yeah,
We're gonna be there regardless.
We're gonna be there. It doesn't matter. We'll be there, and it was free. Like, why not? Come on. So invasion, yes. Game, yes. It's gonna be awesome.
Which I love. It's actually early in the season, which means we'll probably be at least somewhat healthy in the game.
Yeah, hopefully, and hopefully we'll be 7-0. We'll see. Hey, last thing here, Nick. Record prediction. What's it gonna be?
I think we're matching last year. I think we're going 12-5. Just with the second half of the season after the bye week.
Yep.
But we did pretty well after the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's good that that's the gauntlet.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing we usually start pretty slow. Besides a couple years ago when we went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Like what, 8-0 or something. We probably win the first couple games. Maybe start a little slower, and then after the bye week, pick it up. So I'm guessing 12-5.
12-5. Lauren, what do you think?
I think 13-4. I think we split the Seahawks series. I think we split the Rams series, and I think we lose 2 more games throughout there, out of divisional. Chiefs have our numbers, so I don't know if we lose to the Chiefs. It depends if Mahomes is healthy and Mahomes has a legacy game against us.
It's true.
We play the Eagles. I think we've got a very hard stretch after the bye.
Yeah.
But there's always a game in there that we throw that we should win.
Totally. Yeah, for me, I think it's a 13-4 season, boys. Yeah, I think we split 2 of our NFC West opponents, and you can probably guess which 2 those are. And I think we're beating Arizona twice. But yeah, I mean, it is kind of a tough stretch. I mean, Dallas is always a hard team to play for us. I don't know why Dallas. I mean, we've blown out Dallas like once over the past few years.
We
but
haven't
like,
lost them in a while. It's always a close game.
Yeah,
we
it's
haven't
close.
lost to them in a while, which
Correct.
typically means they're due.
Yeah, and I'm a little nervous about that. Obviously, I'm always nervous about Kansas City, but yeah, after the bye, I mean, the Raiders are kind of on the up and up. You got Dallas, Minnesota, the Jawan Jennings revenge game. Maybe I don't know if he's gonna go off or not. I don't think he will. 'Cause he's
Kyler
not.
Murray.
But also Kyler, yes, Kyler Murray. And then, we got Seattle and the Chargers and the Rams and Kansas City Eagles. I mean,
And don't let
it's
down
a tough
the Giants.
stretch. Yeah. And
I
the
mean,
Giants.
Jackson Dart, second-year
Jackson Dart
season.
is
Scadaboo's
good.
back. Neighbor, they got a good offense. Their
Malik
defense
Neighbors
is-
he had to get another surgery on his knee to get rid of some scar tissue.
I'm
So
sure,
that was
I'm
interesting.
sure he'll be back by week 15 or week 14.
Yeah, probably.
I'm
But he
pretty-
may not be the same. We'll see. And I'm banking on. I think Matt Stafford's going to be injured in Week 14. So
That's your bold take.
yeah, watch him be injured in December. He's gonna come back for the playoffs, but he's old. He's gonna get injured at some point. But hey, yeah. So 2 13-4s, 1 12-5. Those are winning seasons and NFL playoff caliber seasons. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Hey. Thanks for tuning in.
I got one more question.
Oh, you got one more?
I got one more question.
All right,
Should
go
be a
ahead,
quick
go ahead,
question.
Go ahead.
What is your 2026-2027 49er hot take? Or bold prediction? I'll start since I'll let you
Go
think.
ahead.
I've been
Yeah.
thinking on opposite.
Go
note.
ahead.
I think if Brock Purdy stays healthy, he's going to win the MVP.
That is a bold take.
I believe it. If he can stay healthy, I think with the system, and I think Brock Purdy, the media is going to want it. Mr. Irrelevant to MVP. I just see I can envision it.
Yeah.
We're
I
going to
can
be
see
sitting
that.
here in the NFL honors, and Brock Purdy is going to be on that stage if he's healthy.
Yep. What do you think, Nick? You have anything?
It's a great question.
I appreciate that.
I think they're gonna sweep the NFC West. Very bold.
Oh,
6-0.
that is a bold take.
Good night.
Wow.
Imagine though.
Hey,
If
this
we
is
sweep
gonna,
the NFC West, we'll be the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
This is a bold take, boys.
What you got, EJ?
My bold take is the San Francisco 49ers are going to the Super Bowl, and I would say that it's going to be a Fred Warner interception to seal the deal.
Man, you're not even calling a game. You're
I'm
calling
a play. I'm calling a specific play. Fred gosh darn Warner seals the game. INT. Niners win.
Man, you gotta we gotta post this on everywhere so that when it happens,
that would
it
be
just
literally
blows
crazy.
up. Like that's the kind of clip that blows up on internet after how did this guy know
Yeah.
9 months
I know,
before?
literally.
That'd be insane.
That would be nuts. That would be literally nuts. That would be so crazy. We'll see. We'll see, boys. Hey, thanks for listening to the Faithful to the Pod. We'll see y'all next time. Stay tuned. See ya. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Faithful to the Pod. Don't forget to like and subscribe for all things 49ers and follow us on social media. Just search at Faithful to the Pod.